Technology was the major weapon used in the Persian Gulf War to defeat Iraq, and technology is providing new weapons in the war on crime. For almost 30 years, the murder of Thora Rose went unsolved, but in a turn of events that shocked even tough detectives, a man has finally been arrested in the case. Janet Tamaro with details.
October 2nd, 1963. Thora Rose, a 43-year-old waitress, leaves her job at the end of her shift for her nearby Hollywood apartment. It is the last day of her life. Police say on the night of October 2nd, 1963, she had her daughter and her son-in-law over for dinner. They left at about 8 o'clock and she went to bed. At some time after midnight, somebody broke into her apartment and murdered her. They only left one thing behind: fingerprints. Police were able to lift 35 latent prints from the scene, but that wasn't enough to solve the crime. Even after searching for months through 40,000 fingerprints on file, the police didn't find a suspect.
You have a woman that is found murdered inside her apartment. You have fingerprints that without a doubt the suspect. It's hard to comprehend, actually, if you're not working, how frustrating it is, knowing that the person that's responsible for this crime is out on the street.
And so Thora Rose's case was eventually filed away, just one more unsolved murder among thousands of others. But 27 years later, technology caught up to an old crime.
What would have taken us 10 years to do a manual search through 1.3 million fingerprint cards, we now do in 84 minutes with the computer.
California is one of 33 states using a computerized fingerprint system. Each time a suspect is booked, the fingerprint card is scanned and stored by a computer. And when police find nothing but fingerprints or partial prints at a crime scene, they enlarge them, trace them, and feed the image into the computer, hoping the computer will pick the suspect from among the millions of prints on file. Amazed at what the computer could do, LAPD entered 50 old cases in November of 1990 to see if a computer could solve mysteries that human beings could not. One of those cases was the murder of Thora Rose.
The fingerprints were recovered from our archives and entered into this fingerprint system. A suspect by the name of Mr. Robinson's fingerprints came back as a possible suspect in the case.
Vernon Robinson was 18 and in the Navy at the time of the murder. Now 45, he's a $70,000 a year maintenance contractor. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Robinson? Robinson was arrested at his home in Minneapolis in December of last year. He's still in jail there because he's fighting extradition to Los Angeles. In an exclusive interview with Inside Edition, he told us why.
If someone took you off the street this afternoon, your first thought is your freedom. That's been my first thought. I've worked for the last 20 years to repair some mistakes that I made earlier on in my life, okay? I got to this point, and lo and behold, there's a knock on the door that says, hey, our computer says that you've done these following things.
Robinson had been arrested 19 times between 1965 and 1971. He was convicted of 5 felonies and served time in California prisons.
What do I feel? Number one, they weren't my fingerprints because I wasn't there. I've never been there. I don't know anything about this.
According to the LAPD, they tell me they have 35 fingerprints from the murder scene that match yours.
I don't know whether they're mine. My attorney doesn't know whether they're mine. They could have come off of the table I just lifted my hand off of. They could have come out of my apartment. They could have come out of anywhere, as far as I know.
What are you suggesting, that you're being framed?
Yes.
But, I mean, why would they pick you? Why would they say, we're going to solve a 28-year-old murder case and we're going to arrest Vernon Robinson? Why you?
I was the one that basically fit the profile.
Robinson claims he was in a Navy boot camp in San Diego when the murder was committed, and a Navy buddy, Ron Smith, remembers him.
He was in boot camp with me. The whole thing's ridiculous, even in the time schedules, if you figure it out.
I was in San Diego from, I think it was 24 July through 9 October, period.
Navy officials initially wouldn't comment on his record. Finally, we spoke to Lieutenant Mary Hansen, who told us Robinson was not in boot camp, but was in the Naval Reserves during that critical period. And she said there is nothing in his Navy record to indicate where he was the night Thora Rose was killed.
Is there even a remote possibility that somebody else was in that apartment and not him?
No. Had it been only one identification, we might have considered some remote possibility, but with 35 individual identifications, 35 individual fingerprint identifications, there's absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind that he was at that scene.
Did you know Thora Rose?
I've never heard of Thora Rose.
Did you kill her?
No. I have, and as you say, I wasn't a Boy Scout, okay? I came out of the military with an anger, all right? And I expressed it in a lot of different antisocial ways. One thing I've never done is kill anyone. Bottom line, nobody.
Well, Vernon Robinson is still fighting extradition but has lost his first hearing, and L.A. detectives believe he will be convicted in this case. Coming next, what is a must on the beach this summer?
The bathing suit today is what was the girdle and the corset of our grandmothers and things like this. With the difference, there are no bones and nothing because the bodies today don't need that.
Best Western, the right place to stay at the right price in over 35 countries around the world. Call Best Western, 1-800-528-1234.
What's America saying about the great taste of Wells Blue Bunny frozen yogurt?
It's an open and shut case. This is it.
Tastes like $1,000,000. Wells Premium Frozen Yogurt is 96% fat-free. Delicious non-fat frozen yogurt is cholesterol-free. And new sugar-free low-fat frozen yogurt made with 100% NutraSweet has just 50 to 60 calories. Wells Frozen Yogurt. Wells Blue Bunny, flavor of the heartland.
Sears Lawn Tractor versus Montgomery Ward. Theirs has an 18-horsepower Briggs & Stratton. So does Montgomery Ward. Electric starter? Electric starter. 38-inch cut. 42-inch cut. 1-year warranty. 2-year warranty. $16.99. $12.99. $400 less. Plus 0% interest. Now, Montgomery Ward versus anybody else. The Montgomery Ward Lawn and Garden Sale. All mowers, grills, and other tractors on sale now.
Introducing a new idea in air freshening. Glade Country Pottery.
Put out the pottery. Put it here, put it there.
Simple, handmade pieces of glazed pottery.
Put it everywhere. Put out the pottery. Put the fresh country air anywhere.
The porous clay releases the light, fresh scent for 30 days.
Just put out the pottery. Put the fresh country air everywhere.
Put out the pottery. New Glade Country Pottery.
It is almost May, and that means the beaches will soon be jumping. Now, you can't just go to the beach anymore. You have to go in style. With that in mind, Scott Rappaport tells us what will be hot at the beach in the summer of '91.
In the good old days, you didn't have to worry so much about losing those few extra pounds when summer came around. But those days are long gone. This year, the top designers are going further than ever with the idea that less is more.
They give an impeccable shape to the body and a complete feeling of freedom.
Check out these trendy looks from Thierry Mugler. This is a mixture of see-through and armor. You could call it a cross between Ninja Turtle and Barbarella. And what about this one piece with tasseled rhinestones covering appropriate areas? It helps being Diana Ross to pull this one off. If you feel like really being outrageous or really daring, there are a number of styles with a Caribbean flair. You probably never thought you'd have to accessorize this much just to go to the beach.
Nowadays, I think that women use less and less bathing suits for baths and for sea, and it's much more outfits for the swimming pool or yacht.
There's good news for women feeling a little inhibited. Designers like Lacroix, Dior, and Chanel are making swimsuits that include more than a few inches of material. Most of their styles for the summer of '91 feature skirts to cover what you don't want showing.
You cover up what you don't like the way it looks, and then nobody knows about it. So I've always said that, cover up what you don't like and show what's good. You know, if they've got it to show, they should show it.
Can't wait for summer. And you want to save money? Cut-off jeans are always in style at the beach. And we will be right back.
Travel arranged through Continental, whether taking off for a family vacation or a romantic getaway. Continental, because one airline can make a difference. Inside Edition will continue in a moment.
So I'm standing in the checkout line, and this really attractive woman sees I have Kellogg's Bran Flakes. And she says,
"Buying that for your father?"
"Come on, they taste terrific. That's why I eat Kellogg's Bran Flakes. It's a nutty, toasted wheat taste. And they're Kellogg's." So I turned to this woman. I looked her straight in the eye, and I said, yeah, they're for Dad." K-E-double-L-O double good. Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Toasted taste to you.
Your skin is vulnerable every day to the aging effects of ultraviolet rays. But now you can defend yourself with new UV Daily Defense Body Lotion from Vaseline Intensive Care. Its UV screen defends against age spots and wrinkles. Its patented moisturizer defends against moisture loss. It's your first line of defense every day. New UV from Vaseline Intensive Care. Now you can defend your youth at any age.
I've been working here since the day they opened this place. Over the years, I've met a great number of nice people. Some of them will drop a card at Christmas. Of course, the horses get more cards than we do. If you come to Kentucky and you miss the horse park, you haven't been to Kentucky.
Discover for yourself what makes Kentucky's uncommon wealth so unforgettable.
Now you can get a great lease rate on Nissan's four-door sports car. In other words, you can get the maxima for the minimum. See your participating Nissan dealer now, and he'll give you a break. Is the Nissan Pathfinder the right 4x4 for you? Maybe. Probably. Definitely. See your participating Nissan dealer now, and he'll give you a break.